Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Weeknights during the day.
Yep.
We're back. It's Monday, and a new week
Yes,
has
ma'am.
began, which means new news, new shenanigans, new things going on.
New shenanigans for sure.
Yeah. So let's get it started. I am JD Nero, aka He Who Pods, aka Rearview Mirror.
And I'm Dash, aka Dashing D, aka the real king of R&B. I don't know why my camera's not going back into focus. Also, today, new looks.
New looks.
You got a cut. I came back with the braids.
Yep. And
Oh, and new spectacles. Yeah, I got my
yep,
new spectacles. Those ones that I was wearing was
they were from 1974.
exactly that. So I've come into 2026 now.
Welcome to the modern world. You know.
Thank you so much. Thank you
You're
so much.
welcome.
I appreciate it. So what we got?
Well, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start with something that has nothing to do with the entertainment industry. We're going to start with something that has to do with New York motherfucking city. This comes from Spiritual World, who I normally don't even ever see their posts.
Spiritual
But I
words.
saw this one and said, wait a goddamn minute. We got to talk about this shit here. It
Yes.
says here, IHOP is now serving oxtail at select. I can't even say this shit. At select Bronx, New York locations, featuring dishes like an oxtail omelet, oxtail chopped cheese, and oxtail tacos. They even have an ad, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just show y'all this shit here. Look at this shit here.
It's not even that it sounds bad. It's just what happened here. And you said some things that honestly I didn't think I was gonna have to come up here and talk about. I'm sorry, did I interrupt you? Were you done?
No, there's more, but go ahead, go
Oh.
off.
No, because I was just about to say, I'm tired. You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of what y'all have done to oxtail. I'm tired of what y'all have done to tacos. I'm tired of what y'all have done to chopped cheese.
Hmm.
There was something else you said in there that I could. Oh, you didn't say it, but I thought it when I saw this. And I'm tired of what y'all have done to matcha. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Uh,
Holy
all of
shit.
these things have history, cultural history that everyone has just like, what? First of all, why are white people in middle America talking about chopped cheese? You know how irritating that is? Like, now it's on like upscale restaurant menus, and it's like,
Tell them why you mad, son.
this is why gatekeeping is necessary, okay?
No.
Leave our things
No.
alone. Leave the things alone. Not even ours. All of those are, I don't consider ours, meaning mine. But, oh my gosh. Y'all don't even know what a real taco is anymore. Y'all don't even know what a cup of matcha is like anymore. You have no idea what a real chopped cheese tastes like. And oxtails with eggs? Fine, I've had it. It's good. But I have. Where was I? Oh,
Yo.
Georgia? No,
That nigga said oxtails with
DC.
eggs. Okay, it's good. I had it.
I had it. I had oxtail and eggs in DC and a couple years ago, and let me say it was delightful. Okay, it was delightful. I don't think there's anything wrong with trying things out, mixing things up. There's nothing wrong with fusion food either, just to be clear. But I just think that this shit has gotten out of hand. This has gotten out of hand. Y'all are drinking matcha and it's dessert. It's not real matcha. Like, it's so confusing to me, and like I don't want to go to. First of all, I don't go to IHOP. Just to be clear, I don't remember the last time in life that I have gone to IHOP. It's been 1,000,001 years at this point. Now, they have good pancakes. Don't get me wrong. Okay, those strawberry banana pancakes, as I remember them, were delicious. That was like the only thing I would eat on the IHOP menu. Hence me not going to IHOP. But so no judgment. If you go to IHOP, that's your business. I don't. That's not shade at all. I just don't go. But oxtail on IHOP's menu? What are we talking about here? What about the authenticity of these dishes, like, and where they came from? I just feel like, as some people say, like the recipes are getting lost, and I'm concerned about that. That's all.
Yeah, the caption
And you know
says
me, I
select
love
IHOP.
food. I mean, well, y'all don't know, but my co-host knows. I love food. I love to try the fusion things and all of the things, and yes, but no.
The caption says select IHOP locations in the Bronx have recently introduced limited time specials featuring oxtail and other unique items. The quote unquote oxtail omelet consists of braised oxtail, sharp cheddar, red and green peppers, onions, and avocado served with pancakes. Additional featured items include oxtail and shrimp tacos, chopped cheese, and sweet chili wings. These items are part of a localized menu expansion observed as part of April 2026. All right, now that my co-host went off, I just want to say
I have one
I
other
feel
thought
like
when you're done.
I've been upstage because I thought I was coming up here to be outraged, but you took it to a whole nother level.
Oh, this is
What I
truly
would like to
outrageous.
say, it is outrageous. What I would like to say is IHOP, you motherfuckers can't cook.
I was trying to be nice about the pancakes. I didn't talk about anything else because you're
When
right.
you go to IHOP and order anything but pancakes, it be fucked up, don't taste good, burns, etc. Why the
Yeah,
fuck would you think you could do oxtail? Do you understand that oxtail requires actual cooking skills?
it does.
You
It
can't
does.
just throw some shit together and be like, you know what? All right, here you go. That's not it's not how oxtail works. And I'm a vegetarian, but I just want y'all to know, like, I used to eat the meats very often. Pause.
Everybody can't do oxtail.
Pause. Pause.
Even
IHOP
people in
IHOP cannot
cultures.
do. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. No, I was going to say even even when you're talking about the aunties and the grandmas and the mamas, some of them can't cook oxtail properly. That's just a fact. But this concerns me because it like you're also taking oxtail off their tables. Because do y'all know that y'all are driving up the price of oxtail? Anyway, please continue. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, if you go to IHOP and get anything, like, besides pancakes, they fuck it up.
They
IHOP,
do.
you only exist so we can go there drunk at 3 in the morning. That's it. That's
Yeah.
why motherfuckers go to IHOP. We go to IHOP twisted because you're the thing that's open that's not the local diner. That's it.
I
That's why
went
cats go to IHOP.
I went on spring break in college, well, one of the times, and we had IHOP every day. Because
There
all
you
we
go.
were doing was we were out and we were drinking and partying, whatever. And we had IHOP every day while we were
Yeah.
there. But yeah, I don't. This is hell. Like, y'all
By the
gotta
way, there's a
stop.
poll. There's a poll on this post,
Hmm.
and let me see the poll. The poll is.
Oh gosh, I don't even want to know.
All right, never mind. Never mind.
No, what is it? What is it? Tell me. What does that say? Oh, what guanya? So. No, absolutely not. You see? But you see, right? Because I don't
84%
understand.
no.
Right. Because
Oh my gosh.
what are you talking about? Like, uh, I have please,
The first
please.
comment underneath the poll says, if you get oxtail from IHOP, you deserve whatever happens to you.
Exactly.
And I agree wholeheartedly.
And
Also,
also,
also the Bronx,
I mean, I don't think it matters here. I don't. But it may. But I mean, you did say chopped cheese. I just feel like.
But if you come into New York for oxtail, you're not going to the Bronx.
See, and this is where the oxtail conversation gets a little gray because, and that's why I tried to be careful with the way I spoke about it because oxtail is culturally relevant to a lot of different cultures. It's just prepared a little bit differently. Traditionally, I think most cultures make it in some sort of stew, but it's just not exactly the same. So I don't actually see. I don't find it strange that it's in the Bronx.
Okay.
Um, because I think again culturally you can find it across a lot of different cultures, but just don't understand why it exists at IHOP. Really,
Yeah.
I don't. I think that chains at this point, and also like I guess the restaurant business period in some matter of speaking,
Hmm.
I feel like like everybody's trying a little bit too hard to reinvent the wheel or to do these novel things. Like even something as simple as getting coffee from Starbucks or a refresher from Starbucks has become this weird, convoluted, strange experience where it's like all of these random flavors and concoctions, and I think that everybody's trying, like, instead of perfecting what you know and what you're good at, people are going outside of that because they think that's what the masses want. I blame the internet for that, but also there's a lot we can thank the internet for too. So I'm not going to have that conversation here right now. But that's the problem.
And speaking of the internet,
Mm-hmm.
J. Cole continues his feud with the internet.
Oh, J. Cole. I love J.
And
Cole,
that
but
means
also he gets on
us,
my nerves
by the way,
sometimes.
because well, I'm gonna just play it. I
Yeah.
have a lot to say on this topic.
Uh-huh.
There are two slides. I'm gonna play them both.
What I don't like right now is like, yo, you pay your $15 a month or your $10 a month. You got every fucking song in the world. Yeah. We already undervaluing all the songs in the world. Right, like.
Okay, I want to pause and hit this in sections because there's no way I could respond to everything and remember everything.
Mm-hmm.
So first, I agree. We are undervaluing art via music. Yes, I totally agree with that first point. And we've both said this before, but because I don't know what's going to happen to this clip and this video, I want to just start as if no one has ever seen this podcast before. I agree with J. Cole. We are undervaluing music.
Me too.
Paying a set monthly fee to have every song ever is crazy.
Yeah.
We are undervaluing the art of music big time. I 100% agree with that part.
I agree. And I would like to add, if you don't understand why, and if you're saying you think you're entitled to pay $10 to $20 for all the to have access to all of the music and all of the books and all of the things, right? All of the podcasts, everything, like, because you get all of that if you
Yeah.
pay Spotify, Apple, whoever, right? Think about the fact that you pay for HBO Max, you pay for Hulu, you pay for Netflix, you pay for this, you pay for that, you pay for some of you pay for all of the streamers. Some of you pay for one where you pay over $100 and you get all of them. Some of you still pay for cable and you get everything, but you're paying a premium price, right? You're paying somewhere upwards of $100 in a lot of cases just to get all of the channels that you want, access to all of the on demand that you want, all of that.
Mhm.
We don't do that for whatever reason when it comes to books and music and just like audio content, period. It does get undervalued if you think about all of the other things that you pay a lot of money for, because it's cool if you're paying $10 a month for a streamer, but by the time you pay for 8 of them, you've spent $80 a month on television alone. So just think about it that way if you're not understanding why $9, $15, $20 a month is a very, very low price for access to all of the audio content you want.
Right. And
Or
in
most of it
addition,
anyway.
right. And in addition, the artists are getting little to nothing off of that money, right? Every time you
Right.
play a song, the
Pennies
artist
on the
gets,
dollar.
it's less than a penny.
Yeah.
An artist gets 0.0001 or some shit like that.
It's crazy.
It's less than a penny. Let's just say less than a penny, because the number changes all the time and on depending on the platform. But let's just say less than a penny. So less than a penny per play, right? Where if you go to the movies, and just an example here, if I go see a movie, whatever movie, I'm paying the $20, and the film industry has already cut out who gets what portion of that $20, right? A very different world than in music. We are very much undervaluing art, and I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
Okay, but then an album drops, a conversation happens. You don't even give a fuck about this artist. You never loved this artist. You don't even really care about the genre. You're not educated in the genre, in the space.
Right.
You just see a conversation happening and you want to be a part of the conversation. So now let me go listen to such and such album at 12 o'clock or the next day.
Yeah.
I didn't do no work to actually get to this album and to have an opinion. If I didn't like an album when I bought that shit on CD, guess what, nigga? I got the right to not like this bitch because I spent $15.99.
That's right.
I got the right, and now I can have a conversation with somebody else that spent their $15.99. If you didn't spend $15.99, you can't even talk to me about this album. We was iTunes. Okay.
Okay, let's pause there because that's where the clip ends anyway. I just want to say I absolutely love J. Cole. I'm a huge J. Cole fan.
Oh, a nice sandwich. That's what this is about to be.
I absolutely love J. Cole. I've been a J. Cole fan since the warm-up, which was a mixtape. And that's important to say here. Why is that important to say here? Because the warm-up was never $15.99.
We just talked about mixtapes last week.
The mixtape that J. Cole released, which was his second mixtape, that's when I found out about J. Cole on the warm-up. We didn't have to pay for the warm-up. It was a mixtape. And even if you did have to pay for it, you paid like $5. Not $15.99. So already, J. Cole, in his own history of art and music, is absolutely wrong about what he said himself. Forget about everybody else. Just if you go to the history of J. Cole first was out in mixtapes.
Yeah.
Now, for those who do not know, because maybe you're too young, or maybe you found out about J. Cole later on, I don't know. But during this time of mixtapes, these mixtapes were available for free online.
Yep.
So when you first heard J. Cole, the first time that music touched your ears, you didn't have to pay for it.
No.
So that's my first problem with what J. Cole is saying.
The
Because
first time
J.
you
Cole-
hear a lot of artists, you didn't have to pay for it.
J. Cole came up in the era of downloads. This is when we were just downloading shit from torrent websites. It already passed the Napster era. Now we were just downloading in bulk from torrent websites. But let's go back a little bit, right? Let's go back. Let's just pause and let's go back a little bit. J. Cole is both right and wrong. Yes, we did have to pay $15.99 or $10.99 for a CD at one point.
Right.
At one point. However, at that same time, there was something called a bootleg CD. And most of us were not buying the physical, real release. There were plenty of people who were. But in the hood, which is where we come from, many of us were going to get the mixtape from the boot, or excuse me, we're going to get the bootleg from the bootleg spot for $5.
Oh yeah, and there are plenty of rappers and music artists, hip hop artists, whoever who have said, yeah, like I couldn't even afford to buy. I really wanted this CD from my favorite artist or this artist that I really wanted to hear, and I couldn't afford it. So I went to the guy on the corner of Court Street and whatever, and got
The
3 CDs for $6. Or
Three
whatever
CDs
it
for
was.
$6.
You
Exactly.
know what I mean? Like
we used to do three
all,
for $10. $5
whatever it
each
was.
or three for 10.
I know you could
No,
get one
I'm
for
just
5.
sharing my experience. I'm not
But-
saying you wrong. I'm just saying on Knickerbocker Ave, you know what I'm saying? On Knickerbocker Ave in Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? Bushwick, Brooklyn, homeboy will hook you up 3 for 10.
For me, it was like for me, it would be when I would go to buy a sneaker. Because you would go downtown Brooklyn to buy sneakers, and then all the dudes would be selling the books and they would be selling the CDs.
Right.
And you could get books for like $5. You could get a CD for $5. Really, you get all your media for under $20 if you really wanted to. And to be clear, the strip that a lot of people were on, I don't know if they could even do that now, but that strip over there had record stores. It wasn't that the record stores didn't exist. Right. It was just that it wasn't, it wasn't as frowned upon as it is today to pirate music.
Correct.
But there are a lot of artists who have said, like, coming up, they just didn't have the money the same way a lot of us will say, oh, growing up, that, like, we couldn't afford whatever CD or we just weren't allowed for whatever reason. And it was just easier to go to the dude with the table on the street and
that's it.
Get your CD. I mean, I won't even list the CDs that we come the albums that we come up here and talk about all the time that I did not go to the record store to buy.
Listen, let me tell you something. I was doing both.
Yes. Yes, but there were some that I clearly remember. It was just that little sheet of it wasn't the actual CD booklet. It was just that little sheet that was a printout of the album cover. And they just slid it in there, and you gotta hope that they put the track list on the back insert. If not, of the CD, because sometimes it wasn't there.
Right.
And then they were right. They were right on the CD. Jay-Z Blueprint or whatever it was.
Yep. And so here's the thing, right? I was doing both. Mm-hmm. So I would go to whatever record store. Mm-hmm. A lot of times it was Virgin Megastore. You know what I'm saying? I would go in Virgin Megastore. There you go. I would go in Virgin Megastore, go in there and get the real CD that I really wanted, right? But then there were like 5 other releases that I was like, okay. Right. So this person dropped and this person dropped. Okay, I got to try to remember those. So when I get back to the hood, I could go get my 3 for 10 and get 3 of those 5 for $10. Right. Okay? Right. So that's what I would do to make it personal. Now, let me tell you another piece of the puzzle here that J. Cole seems to have forgotten. Yeah. When you got that real CD, or when you got that bootleg mixtape CD, if you was on it, you would pass it off to your friends. Yeah. Shout out to my boy Days the Emperor. I would get the new joints and call him. Hey, yo, D, I got that. I just copped it. He's like, I'm on my way. But he come over, I passed that right off.
Yeah.
I already put it in my computer. Listen, I already put Blueprint 1, going with your example. I already put Blueprint 1 in my computer. Here, hold this CD for a couple of days because you my dog. You know what I'm saying? Or, hey, here you go, man. I burned you a copy of Blueprint 1. I burned it for you because you know why? Because you my dude. Here you go. This is a free copy of Blueprint 1. Enjoy. That's what I did for my dog.
It's like sharing passwords.
It's like sharing passwords. You know what I'm saying? You like, yo, the new show came out on HBO Max, JD. You got to see it. I'm like, all right, let me borrow that password real quick, right?
It's the
Only
same
with your
thing.
dogs, though.
Yeah.
Only with your dogs. You know what I'm saying? You're not
Yeah.
doing that just for everybody, but for your
No.
peoples, you're like, hey man, here's the HBO password. So that's what was happening. And then when we get to J. Cole era, just to bring it back, right? When we get to 2010,
Yeah.
we were just downloading shit in bulk. And either you would
Yeah.
send the link to that same torrent website, right? You would just send the link. Hey, yo, Dash, the new J. Cole just dropped. You want the link?
And
I
hope that
got
it
it.
don't have a virus.
You want the link? Exactly.
No, like,
Yo, you
oh
want
my
the
gosh.
link? I'm about to
These
send it
kids
to
don't
you
know
right
how
now.
good they have it.
So you would send the torrent link over to your friends. Your friends weren't paying and you weren't paying. Let me tell you something. At one point, I went to a friend's house and we just was having a hip hop conversation. And they was like, hey man, you know what? You're really cool. Next time you come, bring your external hard drive. I said, oh, you got some shit for me? It was like, I have like every hip hop album ever. I just downloaded them all from a torrent website. I'm not going to say who it was, just in case
But
we could get
we know
arrested
the
today.
one. We were all on that same one. Or
Yo,
those
when I
same
went over
two.
there, they were not exaggerating. They put on my external hard drive like every hip hop album ever.
Yeah.
Period. It's free. They downloaded it from a torrent website. This is what was happening. And by the way, this was in like 2011. So what I'm telling you is J. Cole is right and wrong at the same time. And the last part is he said, you couldn't even weigh in if you didn't pay your $15.99. That's not true. Because we were downloading from the torrent websites, or we were buying the mixtape, or we would just share it with our friends. And then when you went to school, or you got on the phone, or you were on the corner of the block hanging out, you would have those same discussions. The difference
And
is they weren't on camera. This thing right here, it wasn't on. That's all.
But according to him, the implication here is that you earned it because you paid for it. You earned the right to critique. You earned the right to have an opinion.
And that's where he's wrong. Because we weren't paying for it.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring it back to that. I disagree with that. As someone who sits here several days a week and critiques music and movies and
he's gonna get to us in the next slide.
I just feel like you're asking for too much here, because yes, we all do pay to access your music, and I think that's what people will probably say to us, right? We pay for access to it. We don't necessarily pay to own it. We pay to access it. Right. And I am allowed, as someone who may not have listened to the warm up back in whatever year it came out, that doesn't mean I don't have a right to listen to J. Cole in 2026 and have an opinion about it. That I think that you are trying to intellectualize music, which is something that is accessible to all. You can't do that. Right. You can say it, you can have that opinion, but you can't do that, because then it takes away, and I think that goes against everything that J. Cole believes. To me, it takes away accessibility when you take that stance that he's taking. I think it takes away the accessibility of it, and music should be available to everyone. It is a part of the arts, whether it's hip hop or it's classical music or it's country music or whatever it is. It should be accessible to all of us. Art should be accessible to all. And I'm a strong believer in that, and I'm never going to say that art should be gatekept. I don't believe that at all.
Gotcha. All right, let's hit this next slide.
We can't have a conversation. You didn't do the work. You didn't make any type of investment. Now, you don't love this nigga. You just listened to his album. You don't even like this person. But to be a part of the conversation and to have an opinion, let me go listen to this shit. Yeah.
All right, I'm pausing it. J. Cole, when we went and spent the $5 for the mixtape, for the bootleg, excuse me, when we went to the torrent website and downloaded it, or when we went to that Piff and downloaded the mixtape for free, you didn't have to care about the person. And let me take it further. There was a professional place when I was younger called Vibe Magazine. And Vibe Magazine would take every new hip hop release that was big and they would give it mics. They had a rating system.
Oh yeah,
And you
we
would
had a
listen to it.
subscription.
They would listen to the album, they would
Mhm.
critique the album, and they would give it mics. They had a 5 mic rating system. This is for, I know J. Cole knows this, but this for the people who may not know this, or just maybe you forgot, because it was a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, right? That's copyright, as my daughter would say. But
But how are you even gonna like? How are you even gonna get to the point where you like something if you're being told that you can't listen to it to critique
that's
it?
where I
I
was
just
going.
don't understand. Like, I would never get to the point where I like an artist if I didn't go out and listen for the first time.
And that's exactly where I was going next,
I don't understand what you're
because if I
talking
never
about.
heard of J. Cole before, right?
Yeah.
When Days the Emperor said to me, "Hey, you got to hear this new guy. His name is J. Cole." I didn't love J. Cole. In fact, how would you love a person, like you're saying? How would you grow to love a person if you never heard their shit? How would you ever listen to any new artist?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if you said, "Hey, I heard the single on the radio," which that don't even exist today, but let's just say back then, the same time we're talking about, the J. Cole songs were not playing on the radio. The warm up was not on the radio. So how would I even give J. Cole a chance if I didn't love him? The requirement was never to love the person you listen to. That never was the requirement.
That's not
The
how music
requirement was to
functions.
have some level of interest. And his argument here is that you don't have interest, you just want to be part of the conversation. Well, that means you have interest. It
Also,
means even if you didn't know the new J. Cole album came out today, if you didn't know the Fall Off came out, but you went on Twitter, and as you were scrolling, you saw people talking about the Fall Off, and you wanted to be part of the conversation, you were interested enough to go give it a listen. So you had a level of interest. J. Cole, you're wrong.
he's also. I want to try to dig deeper. I know we don't have a lot of time, but I want to try to dig deeper and say that I think that J. Cole is probably, when he's making this argument, he's probably leaning towards the naysayers, or leaning towards people who a discussion about people who speak about hip hop and don't know about hip hop, or speak about
He's talking
him
about us, not
and
me and you
don't know about.
specifically.
No, I know,
But
and
he's
who don't
talking
know
about
about him.
podcasters, YouTuber reacting channels,
Right.
streamers. Those are the people he's talking about.
And I can understand that there are a lot of people out there who have opinions about things that are misguided or uninformed. I respect that perspective, because I do agree, as someone who sits here and like tries to have conversations about things on a daily basis. Yes, I do believe that there are people who have these conversations and have no knowledge of anything and are just talking about it because it's buzzing and it's hot and it's cool. But like, then are we going to pretend that like news and entertainment news and all of those things don't exist? They are the reason that people talk about you as a celebrity, as an artist. It's cyclical, right? Like, I agree. There's certain people who I don't want to hear talking about hip hop, because I just don't think that they asked Kendall Jenner recently about something hip hop related. I think I told you about it too. I don't even remember what the topic was, but I was so irritated by that, because I was like, why?
Right.
What value is it to ask Kendall Jenner?
Right.
Why does her opinion matter? The reality of the situation is we all get to have an opinion.
Correct.
It maybe each opinion doesn't hold as much value as the next one. That's true, but you can't say that people cannot have an opinion on your music. I do agree, though, that an informed opinion is always going to be a more valuable opinion.
Sure.
It
Sure. But he's not
absolutely
even
will.
saying that though. That's my
Like
problem. My problem
you,
is
right? He's not, and I think that's where the flaw is in what he's saying, because I actually understand to some degree
yeah.
what he's trying to address, but I think it comes off almost emotional and
Yeah.
not actually like as intellectual as he thinks it's coming across.
And the problem is it's 2026. Unfortunately, all that old shit you're talking about, which you're wrong
Don't
about and
exist.
we already addressed, it doesn't even matter because it don't exist today.
No.
Today it's a whole new world. And if you choose to participate in the arts in
Mm-hmm.
this current climate, that's what you're going to be faced with. That's part of what you have to deal with. And I
Mm-hmm.
understand that that's part of why J. Cole has fallen out of love with hip hop. Cool, but then leave. Because if you're going to be here and complain about the way it works today, then do something to change it.
Mm-hmm.
Or understand that you're taking part in a system and this is how the system works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's finish this clip.
There's no barrier of entry for anyone to experience the music, and it's like, yo,
and live with it.
and live with it. So what I was trying to make was like back in the days, I feel like they only had the option of listening with their heart. They didn't have any.
Not true. You didn't have to listen with your heart. You didn't. Sorry.
So
and
buy the record. They
I
put the
don't know.
record on. Their family is in there. My parents was in the army, so they would buy the record, take it back to the barracks, put it on. They probably have a gathering of people listening to this shit.
Yeah,
They
full of
party.
experience, like once in a
on experience. It's hard.
He just contradicted himself also because by his own standard from the first clip, if his family paid $15.99 for the vinyl and took it back to the barracks, according to him, the people at the barracks are not allowed to have an opinion because they didn't pay $15.99.
Right.
So he
Right.
contradicted himself.
That's why it's what he's saying is flawed, and it's self-serving, and that's fine because it should be, right. He's the one who's making music, and he wants his music to be received in a certain way, or he wants someone
not
like
realistic.
you who's been listening since the warm up, someone like you who considers themselves an MC, someone like you who reads books, or someone like he wants you. Honestly, like if we're really thinking about it, someone like you, he's okay with having an opinion about his music.
Right.
Someone like me who wasn't there for the warm up until later on in life is not as,
Informed.
my opinion doesn't hold as much value. I'm also not an MC. I'm the king of R&B, but I do not rap. I have written raps that will never see the light of day, but I do not rap. I mean, didn't everybody in high school write raps in the back of their
Hey,
notebook?
yo! I said...
I just knew I was gonna record one. Confession, I always wanted to be a one-hit wonder. Like, when
That's
it came
so
to music, I always wanted to be a one-hit wonder. I was like, get a quick lick, people will love it, and then I could just go and move on with my life because I'm not good at music. Like, I love music, but I'm not good at it. But if I could just write a little something that's catchy and people would love it and make a little money, I'd be totally fine with that. I always wanted to be a one-hit wonder.
That's funny.
So yeah, I used to write my raps in the back of my notebook when I had a little extra time at school in high school, whatever. But I'm not his target demographic, and I think that's what this conversation comes down to, is who's his target. And I think it's unfair as someone who signed to a major label, someone who has had hit records, someone who has gone toe to toe, so to speak, with the tippy top rappers in the game. Like, I don't think you get to then say in 2026 that you don't want any and everybody critiquing your music or music period because you feel like it's not of value, or however he said it. I just don't think you get to do that. I don't think you get to be a star, hip hop artist who is selling out shows, selling out major venues and things like that, and then turn around and say that this is how it should be. I feel like it is a contradiction, and I don't understand
because
that
guess what? If we
contradiction.
go to
And then you should
Spotify
have
right
just
now,
kept your music for you and your friends.
that's similar to what I was going to say. Because if we go to Spotify right now, guess whose music is up there?
Right.
Available for everyone.
Yeah.
If that's how you feel, take it off of the streaming websites. Take it off all DSPs and put it only on jcole.com and make sure that we got to pay to listen to it.
Right. And next time, go to a venue like BBQ's. Don't go to Madison Square Garden.
That doesn't exist anymore. But yes, you're right.
I know BBQ's doesn't exist. I'm talking about the size of the venue. BB King's. I'm talking about the size of the venue. I'm not talking about the actual venue itself. I know it doesn't exist anymore. But I'm saying, I'm talking about scale.
Yeah, go to SOBs. Don't go to Madison Square. I got you.
Is SOB still open?
Yes. I believe so.
I'll be going to SOBs.
Anyway.
I think the last time I went to SOBs, it was for reggae versus soca.
That's why you had so much to say on the Oxtail topic.
I think that was the last time I went to SOBs. Do they still do that? Because I'm old.
Anyway, my point is, J. Cole is wrong, and he's not making sense. He's now contradicting himself.
No, like they didn't sit around and go, "Yo, I really think it's like I think he could have shaved off 5 songs sonically." Yeah, sonically, I would have thought he would have went a different direction. It's like, nah, bro. They just like, wow. Yeah. Like, what we got? What's that mean? Yeah. Hell yeah. So we can't have a conversation.
And that was him mocking podcasters, by the way.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I think we made our points. And I feel for J. Cole. I do. Because more and more the song Middle Child resonates with me. Not because I didn't like the song. I've always loved the song. But more and more you can hear that J. Cole, well, I'm not a middle child, but hear me out. You can hear that J. Cole is torn between these two worlds. He's torn between the hip-hop he grew up with and the time he grew up with and the time that it is now. Because he feels like he's in the middle of those two, and he's torn. He's being pulled in both directions, which is a lot of what he's saying on Middle Child.
I was just waiting for you to disrespect my people so I could defend us.
No, not at all. Not at all. No beef with Middle Child.
I too.
No, that's
I'm a middle child.
No. I think that becomes more and more clear as we hear J. Cole talk. You can see that he's torn between these two eras of hip hop. The one he loved and grew up on, and the one he's kind of in right now, but don't really love. And as he keeps saying, has fallen out of love with. And so I think him being somewhere in the middle is what's fucking him up. And you can hear it more and more as you hear him talk.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Weeknights. Thank you for being here. We see y'all next time.
Bye.